Today we will be attacking French doors. Welcome to Lee Does Stuff. Okay, so we have French doors here. How are we going to go about painting these? Well, the easiest strategy is to start from the inside and work your way out. But before we can do that, as you can see, this work site is very dusty and dirty, and so the first thing we can do as we're surveying these doors is we'll just take note of where the dust and debris is, and we're going to take care of that shortly. But let's add to the dust and debris and start sanding with 120 grit sandpaper. And I'm going to work my way in a clockwise fashion. So I'm going to start at the top left and I'm going to work my way around. And then I'm going to notice all the dirt and debris. See in the corners here? There's one little pile right here, right in the corner right there. And so, you take an old duster brush, look at all that dust going. So make sure that we're wearing a mask or some type of face protection here. You do not want to breathe this stuff in your lungs. So after we sand, we go around and we start wiping all the dust off. And we can really clean this stuff up later after we're done painting and everything. But before we can start applying paint, we have to make sure that everything is clean. All right, so we're going to start with this inner ridge here. And again, like we did with the sandpaper, we're going to start clockwise. We're going to start at the top left. I'm going to be using Advanced from Benjamin Moore. And I started the top part here, as you can see. I cut this. It's kind of hard to film, so I figured that I would just do the sides and the bottom part and kind of show you how I cut this line in. So, as you can see, I started at the top. Now we're at the side here, and we just start with the brush in, and I said we're going to work our way from the inside out. Okay, so we just set our brush on the line. We don't have too much product, and we just ride the inner line. We don't even need to tape this, really. Flip the brush over, smooth everything out, and we're just working our way down the line. It's really not that hard once you get the rhythm of this. You plant your brush and you use very light pressure and you just follow it, and it will follow the inside lip, and you will get as close to as if you taped it, and you won't even hit the glass. A little bit of practice, a little bit of time, and you'll be fine. So we work our way down, then flip our brush over and fan out any kind of brush marks, and there we go. So basically, this is the strategy we need to attack a door like this. We also really need to protect our knees. So I'm wearing knee pads. You can wear pads. See, I got knee pads right here. But you can protect your knees, and you should protect your knees because otherwise you're going to have a rough day painting. So working our way around, we're now at the bottom portion here. And the same thing, I'm setting my brush and I'm just dragging it along the line. That's it. Very, very light pressure. I'm not using a lot of product. I kind of make a little tiny reservoir underneath that top line, and then I pull from that product and I just follow the line around it without touching the glass. See, again, once again, I'm hitting that like a laser beam, and you can too. So I encourage everybody, try this method. Don't worry about taping the inner part or the pane, especially on old restoration doors like this. Whatever you do, it's gonna look good. Trust me. All right, so we're going around. We have we cannot forget to do the hinges here as well. So let's cut the hinge here. Boom, a little bit of overspray there. So that was probably my bad when I was doing ceilings or something, and I probably nailed it. But with a little methyl hydrate, that'll come right out. Okay, so we're moving up, and we have a clean hinge here, and we also have to cut the top hinge. Here we go, nice and close. Flip the brush around, fan out those brush marks. And then what you want to do is kind of work your way and do the same thing on the opposite side of the door. And by the time you come back to the front, the inner part where you cut, it will be dry, and now we're ready to whiz. So we'll take our little whiz roller here, and same thing. We're going to work our way from the top left, and we're going to work our way around. We're going to go clockwise. So here we go. And this is the easiest portion of painting this French door here. You've already cut the inside, and now we just follow the frame around. Now, right here where I'm pointing, you do not want to press hard because you will get like a buildup on the corner here. So we're going light pressure. That's it. Light pressure. That's all you need. You do not want to go hard on that far lip. All right, I'm blending a little bit more here. Very, very light pressure, because if you press too hard, it's going to go around the corner, and then on that spine, you're going to have like a little build-up ridge of paint, and it's going to look like crap. Okay, so very light pressure on the face of the door where that edge is. Keep on working our way around. Now we're at the bottom part. We're almost coming up to the home stretch here. I have that pail, that fiver. It has about it's about halfway full of paint, and that's going to hold the door from it slamming shut. And I can use my finger to stabilize. Again, there's no rules here. Do what works for you, and you're going to find your own process through this. We keep going, work our way up. We're almost at the top 12 position of that clock. We're almost there. And everything that you have done is going to blend into what you're doing now. And when it dries, it'll look seamless. So this is the process. It's very simple. Break it down into pieces. We're working our way from the inside out. And then we'll do the spine here, okay? Same thing. Very, very light pressure again, because why? If we press too hard on this whiz, it'll have buildup on the outer face of the door and the outer inside of the door on that face. And we don't want that. It won't look good. We'll have to sand it out, and we'll have to start again. So here's the back side of the door here. But before we can start cutting anything out, let's survey around. And you see these hinges need to be filled. I will link a video in the description of how to fill those before we can paint them. But we'll continue on with the door. I did the back side of the door here, and just as a comparison to the one on the left, it's already starting to look good after one coat. So speaking of coats, we're going to have to do 2 coats to complete this project. And here we go. Both sides, front and back, have been double coated. These doors look fantastic. Once we get a little bit of glass cleaner, take off the tape and clean that glass, we're ready to go. The hardware just has to go on and maybe a few more touch-ups, and that will be it. Thank you for watching.